Hey there guys, this is my hello, and well, I just want to use this video to talk about, I guess, my thoughts on Mother 3. More specifically, I want to talk about Claus, the doorknob, some general feelings, I guess, and I guess my future plans for Let's Playing, including my next Let's Play, Project Sequel. What is it? You have to wait for the whole video, so let's get cracking, shall we? I can't crack my knuckles. That's a shame. Would have been, good timing and stuff, but whatever. So, I just want to ask this one question, but I guess I'll bring up a little image of something from the game that I thought was like the lowest point ever in terms of mood. Yeah, the one where you see Claus lying, on his face, possibly dead, after falling from, I guess, trying to fight against the Mecha Drago that killed his mom. So, did he actually die? Like, was Claus already dead at that point? I mean, it does seem a bit too much, seeing that, the previous day Hinawa died, and now her 9-year-old son. I'm assuming that Claus was 9 back then, and all of a sudden, like, her 9-year-old son just died right afterwards. I mean, I guess there's some clues that might suggest that Claus might have been dead or something, because... So, I'm assuming that the Masked Man, Claus, cyborg thing, was actually, like... I'm assuming that he was actually a chimera, maybe, because, well, he's, like, human, but at the same time he's a cyborg, right? Right? I mean, Porky would always call him, Porky would always call him his robot, or his slave, or a monster. And I kind of remember back when he saw our first Chimera, the reconstructed caribou. I mean, the name itself, says enough, like, reconstructed caribou. Like, maybe it was already dead, and then it was brought back to life through the Chimera experiment, where it was turned into a monster. I mean, not exactly a monster, but like a being that has lost its original soul and is being just manipulated by the Pig Mask army. So I guess that could be one reason that might suggest why Claus might have died, actually. And maybe he was brought back to life, or maybe Claus was like he was just near death and then he was just saved or something. I don't know. But okay, so I'll be honest, after recording the finale of Mother 3, I guess I looked online and stuff, especially in like the Earthbound wiki and stuff like that, and I found some interesting points, especially this one. I guess I missed the detail that the Masked Man has no heart, and I guess it makes sense a little bit. Like, the battle music for most enemies has like some rhythm, and I guess the rhythm corresponds to their heartbeats, right? But whenever you fight against the Masked Man, the music is always weird, like dun 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 dun, or that weird ass disturbing song that, when you fight him for the last time. And I actually looked back in one of my older videos, and after he pulls Mixolydia's needle, or Mixomatosis' needle, Mixolydia or Mixomatosis says, that's strange. Although they pulled the needle, I don't feel anything. Like, it feels like the person who pulled the needle has no heart. So I guess that should be like the biggest clue that he has no heart. Like, he may have been like just running on empty, running on cybergenetics. That's it. So it's a real wonder that Claus managed to remember us, or remember who he is. I guess that's the power of love, after all, huh? And I guess his suicide, I guess I could understand why he would do that. Like, I mean, first of all, I guess if he was dead already, then, I mean, why should he be alive? Considering how he's been like more dead than alive for the past 3 years, right? And not to mention that, I guess, let's face it, when he was the Masked Man, he probably did a whole bunch of nasty shit, and I mean, he was like the slave, like a prominent figure of the Pig Mask army, which brought destruction to his own home. So, and I And you know, there's a whole "come back to your mother, you must feel exhausted" thing. So I can see why Claus decided to kill himself. That doesn't mean it wasn't sad. As hell, no. Of course not. So those are my thoughts on Claus. I don't know what happened with the ending though, to be honest. Like, I like to believe that everybody just lived. I mean, everybody was alive, but you know, maybe they have a new home or a new island or something. Because the Dark Dragon apparently just brought destruction and ruin upon the Nowhere Islands. Although there's like this one other interpretation where maybe they weren't saved. Maybe when they said, "Oh, we're saved. Oh, everybody's alive," it might have been in the afterlife. Yeah. But anyway. So remember the doorknob that just appeared like randomly and stuff? And I guess at the very ending we don't, I don't know, like, so I read on some sort of forums after recording the finale, like what's the deal with the doorknob? And I guess there's like this one people say, oh, it's a running gag, that's all. And again, you know, it's like, oh, you know, this sense of humor and stuff like that. I mean, there's like one dolphin's ossicle item that I got earlier at the beach, and it served no purpose whatsoever, right? But I guess the doorknob, this is what one person said, the doorknob is sort of like a symbol of change. I mean, when you first encounter it, when Thomas rips it off of Flint's doorknob, it's during the first, you know, change. You know, the Pygmask invasion of the forest, and now his death, the chimeras, all the happiness and, you know, innocence has been just utterly ruined. And supposedly, I missed seeing the doorknob about one or two more times. Like, the next time you see the doorknob is apparently in chapter 3, when Salsa's in the graveyard, and Fasad's following him, and I guess Salsa finds the doorknob, and Fasad's like, "No, do not touch this doorknob looking thingy," or something like that. That's, I think, what that guy said on the forums. And is around the time when, you know, Fasad was bringing change to Tasmili village, right? I mean, he was pretty much doing the work that was going to eradicate what Leader worked for. You know, pretty much reverting everybody back to money, back to greed, back to just the hunger for more, you know, that lifestyle. And it was a big change, because, you know, three years later, bam, Tasmili village, no more. Speaking of which, like, then I guess in chapter 4, there's like this one guy in jail who said, "Oh, I got in jail because I tried to steal a doorknob thingy," or like that. And, you know, I think it was like about no, actually, it was like around the time when Lucas was beginning his adventure, you know, getting Duster from Cloud Titty-Boo, and you know, that's the start of the real adventure to, I guess, save the last shred of humanity. Even though he didn't know that's what it was back then. Come to think of it, you really don't know what the hell the point of the mission is in chapter 4 and 5. It's like, oh, let's get Duster. Yay, we got Duster. Then like chapter 5, oh, let's get the egg. And oh, we're taking to the Thunder Tower. Okay, let's go up. We have to run away from Facade. And oh, yeah, stuff. Oh my god, sunflower fields, and then needles. Yeah, I don't know. And then like the next time the doorknob appears in chapter 8, before you fight Porky, and, you know, shit goes down, obviously. Porky's, I guess, he's fought, at least. And then there's a confrontation between you and your brother, and then the final needle, Dark Dragon. And here's an interesting thing. The last time we see the doorknob is when, I guess, so supposedly, you know, that little, at the end screen, you pick up the doorknob, like you do, like the player picks up the doorknob. And here's where the theory gets really nice, and that's what, you know, that's why I'm talking about this right now. So all throughout the game, the doorknob has been some sort of like sign for change, like it's there when something big is about to happen to the world, for better or for worse. So maybe our obtaining the doorknob, like ourselves obtaining the doorknob directly, because now it's the player getting the doorknob, not the player playing as Lucas who gets the doorknob. It's you who gets the doorknob. Maybe it's like saying, okay, You've seen what Lucas and his friends were able to do. Now, go out and be the change you want to be. Make the change you want. Because it's in your power to do so. It's a nice little message. And, you know, it kind of further adds to, I guess, my love for the game. Like, I'm really glad that I got to do this project, Mother 3 Blind. And I'm really glad that I got to do it. I'm kind of glad I did it. I'm kind of glad I took that little break last year because I kind of felt after taking the break I felt more ready to do this blind let's play with more support and with more let's play maturity and stuff like that. And I'm really glad I finished it because quite honestly I really loved this game. I mean, I really loved playing this game. Like as I said before in my finale, Mother 3 just became one of my favorite games of all time. Like it was that powerful. I mean, what other game can do that, right? I don't know, like I felt like it was like a perfect, I wouldn't say perfect, but it was like a game that's just spot on. It's like I said before, like it encompasses being human. Like, you know, you feel happiness, you feel sadness, you feel anger, you feel confusion, you feel fear, excitement, you know, humor, laughter. You know, you appreciate being human, and I guess you appreciate, you know, what humans can do for better or for worse, you know. Now, I don't know, that's kind of what I feel. Although, I guess with the ending, like, it is a bit more ambiguous than I guess I made it seem in the finale. Like, I was all like, oh, they might have, oh, it must be a happy ending, oh, yeah, but, you know, like, the ending was pretty ambiguous, to be honest. I mean, I know, like, the most definite thing was probably the Dark Dragon thing. And then afterwards, I don't know, it could have been either part of canon, it could have been like, you know, part, you know, continuity, or it probably was like, you know, just okay, so now the game's over, so let's say goodbye and stuff, and okay, here are the, you know, characters and all. So I don't know. I'd like to believe though that it was a happy ending. And actually, speaking of happy ending, like, so I watched Nintendo Capri Sun's how he did the last finale, and I remember before how he talked about how his Mother 3 ending caused some controversy. And it was because I guess he talked about religion and I guess his stances on stuff, and it kind of stemmed from his belief that Claus and Hinawa were brought back to life. So I don't know if that actually happened, but that would be nice. But yeah. But I'll just say that Mother 3 was a very rewarding experience, and I'm kind of sad to, you know, see it go because it's pretty memorable. And like I said before, the support I got from you guys, and it felt like we were all actively, you know, participating together. And I've got a bad feeling that this bond will be gone. I mean, gone. Did I say gone? Gone. Like, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you who supported me. Okay, this is a bold statement, but I'm sure that some of you who have, you know, been watching Mother 3 will probably stop watching my videos later on. It's a sad truth, but it has happened to me before. People who have watched my Majora's Mask videos, up, where are they now? Master Quest, up, where are they now? I mean, I know for sure that people want to watch videos because of the game I played, not because of the fact that I'm a Let's Player. It's a sad truth, but I can't deny it anymore. It totally depends on the game choices, but that shouldn't really matter though, because, you know, as long as I'm having fun. But speaking of, I guess, Let's Plays, so Project Sequel will be more of a light-hearted, fun, you know, Let's Play. I mean, I guess the Let's Plays for the rest of the summer, Banjo-Tooie and Aladdin, Blind, maybe some more 16-bit summer, I don't know. And Project Sequel will be pretty light-hearted in general. They won't be as heavy as Mother 3 was, but I think after Project Sequel, I plan to do this very big Let's Play, and I don't know if I'll get to Earthbound. Like, I noticed a lot of you were like saying, you should do Earthbound, and that's a great idea, although I'm not sure if I'm too stoked for Earthbound, especially after having completed Mother 3. But I mean, I've been good about keeping away from spoilers, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm too stoked about Earthbound. And to be honest, it's not really in my immediate plans right now because there's this other big project I have planned, and this big project is gonna be like while everything was pretty lighthearted in the summer, I think it's gonna be a bit more heavy. This big project. I mean, it won't be as emotionally heavy as Mother 3, but it'll be, I guess, heavy. But enough about stuff like that. So I guess I'll introduce you to Project Sequel. And the reason why it's called Project Sequel is because in some ways it's like a logical sequel to many. You'll see. Let's just get to the trailer, shall we?